Welcome out, gamers and gamettes, to this RGL.gg Invite Highlander match. I am Alto, joined at my side by Zag, and we are very excited to cast the last match of the regular season that'll help determine the final playoff seedings. Zag, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. Had a nice day. Now we're here in this most important of important matches left in the regular season. We got Fat Peter versus Menace to Society here, and both these teams are 4-2 in the standings. There's currently a three-way tie for second through fourth. So seeding matters a lot here going into playoffs. There's also some interesting interactions that could happen with some other matches here that could potentially have one of these teams out of playoffs.
Definitely, yeah. I believe we should be getting the playoffs kind of pulled up on screen right now. But if we look at these, Hood Naruto has all but has secured first seed. No one's really going to be contesting them, even if they should manage to lose tonight, which I think they might actually have a bye week. That won't be a problem. However, Man Crush Monday, as we have seen, is in second. They are tied in record with Fat Peter and Menace Society. However, their 2-match point lead means that as long as they take a match point tonight, I believe they're playing against
Dojo or Help. Help. They're playing
against somebody Help. So actually, now that we're looking at it, if they manage to, well, they would have to lose in order to not maintain second seed, which I think is fairly unlikely. So it's likely they're going to keep second seed. However, Fat Peter, Menace Society, and Freezer are all battling it out for the third and fourth seeds right now, and one of those teams will not be making it. Fortunately for both the teams that we're casting tonight, they have their fates in their own hands.
Yeah, so Freezer, their match this week is against the Dojo. Unfortunately, they're 0-6, haven't been having the best run of it, but props them for sticking it out. Freezer going to be overwhelming favorites in that, just because that's just how it is. So assuming they come out of this with the full match points, they have a playoff spot, right? With what's standing here. Fat Peter and MTS, they control their own destinies. If they both take a round, both teams, all they need to do is take one round here tonight, and they will guarantee themselves in playoffs, knocking out Freezer. If this goes to the full 3, then we will be seeing Fat Peter and MTS in playoffs. If this is a 2-0 sweep, however, loser gets kicked out of playoffs for Freezer.
Assuming that Freezer is able to take a 2-0 in their own match, which I would say is I would take those odds if I were a betting man. Right. Dojo did have a very strong showing last week against Fat Peter, I believe, on Lakeside, taking 2 rounds with Spoo or Pajaro on Sniper, doing a very good job keeping up with him and outsniping him. But on a map like Steel, even if he's having, a great night, it may not be enough to take a half off of Freezer, who, again, have been a very, solid team this season, even beating MTS back in week 1. So, that being said, regardless of how that match turns out, both teams tonight, if they're able to take a half, they will be able to safely ignore it. You could make an argument that the two teams in this match tonight are the potentially better teams, where Freezer... Basically, if you're Fat Peter or MTS, you would rather likely play against Freezer than the other team tonight. So there will still be a lot of motivation to pull that 2-0 off in order to allow Freezer to sneak in for 4th seed and, kick out the other team, be it, again, Fat Peter or MTS.
Yeah, with that interaction coming through, if you get this 2-0, you can essentially give yourself easier competition in playoffs. Not only that, even if they go 1-1 and it goes to a third map and they're both in playoffs, there's still something to play for, because loser of this match winner secures 3rd seed minimum. And off of that, we will have them playing Man Crush Monday instead of Hood Naruto in the first round of playoffs. And dodging Hood Naruto in round 1 is pretty important. They are undefeated. They're definitely the strongest team we have here this season. So taking this match victory is imperative for the playoff run.
Exactly, and Man Crush Monday has been looking increasingly mortal the past few weeks after they got swept out by Hood Naruto on product. There were some circumstances in that with a lot of their mains not showing up. But then last week, MTS managed to pull off what I would say is definitely an upset against them, 4-3 on Lakeside. MTS, a team that had very high hopes coming into the season, and their week 1 loss, kind of deflated a lot of those. But it may be, kind of caught stopwatch split thing, so... Maybe Fat Peter will have the advantage tonight, being that we're on Steel and not a Koth map, but MTS is definitely showing that at their potential, they can compete with the top of invites. So
Yeah, MTS definitely on a rise here. They've gotten progressively better over the course of the season. However, you want to say that about the other teams too. Fat Peter, week one, they had the early weeks. They had some rough showings where they did get a lot better. But with that, we can kind of focus in on this matchup here. We can get the rosters on our screen, kind of run them down here. The players in this important matchup. For the side of Fat Peter, we're going to have Poseidon on Scout, Catalyst on Soldier, Melon on Pyro, Dog on Demo Man, Sand on Heavy, Octa on NG, Wall on Med, Fallen on Sniper, and Cloudshade on Spy.
Yep, and then over on the MTS side, same roster, or actually no, not the same roster as a few weeks ago. Sandblast on Scout is going to be the big change there, as I don't believe he was there before. Freelander on Pyro, or on Soldier, excuse me, and Zero on Pyro coming in. I believe might be a sub, might be a more full-time thing. Oblivion had been playing Pyro before, but is not here tonight. Giraffe on Demoman, Eerie on Heavy, Spamfest on Engineer, Casper on Med, Nixie Sniper, and Shotaway on Spy.
Yeah, and the map, we mentioned it, it is CP Steel, quintessential Highlander map. It's not Koth, it's not traditional stopwatch. There's a lot that goes into CP Steel that these teams have certainly been preparing for. You have to do a lot of things different on Steel than you would in normal Highlander, so this really tests a lot of teams' ability to adapt.
Definitely. And with, as most people should know, the final point is always open, meaning that, any major mistake by the defense can immediately be snowballed, not just into another point, but the half on its own. And, the kind of play or the phrase maybe that's kind of been developed around Steel is that it's all about quality over quantity. Being able to pull that one, massive Uber fight off, where you manage to wipe the defending combo, can turn into the map just like that, Whereas, maybe if one demo pick might get you some space, if you're able to pull off that wipe, the defense spawn timers on Steel are excruciating, where sometimes you'll see people just get the short end of the stick and end up on a 27, 28 second respawn timer. And that is more than enough to, just completely end the map if that happens at the wrong time.
Yeah, those defensive spawns getting progressively worse as more points get captured by the offense. So that snowball potential is crucial in order to get a good time on Steel here. Times can range from as short as 4 minutes at fastest, like 3 to 4 minutes at fastest, into probably the long 15-minute times that'll happen if you end up taking the full time on every point, which, while it is unlikely, it could very well be seen today. We don't know really what to expect of these two teams. Steel is such an upset heavy map in Highlander where you don't really know what to expect. It's saved for the last week of the season for a reason.
Definitely. And what's neat too is that, we have such experienced players on both teams, There are some really, really old names here that have been playing since the single digit UGC season. So they've had more than their fair share of playing on Steel. So, there's not going to be any surprises here, really, I don't think. Even if you see an aggressive A to E push, these are all just plays that have been done before, and you're not going to be catching anyone off guard. So the wealth of experience in tonight's match should make this a very exciting one. And as Zach said, it is definitely going to be a close one. That being said, we can try to transition a little bit into predictions. So Zach, how are you feeling about this match?
This one's really tough to call. It's because Steel's such a coin flip map, and both these teams have been on similar trajectories, but MTS have been increasingly impressive in the past weeks. This match is very important to both teams, so they're both going to be trying their absolute hardest to get these rounds on the board. I haven't seen their scrim, so it's hard for me to kind of tell what to expect. If I were to go based on strength of roster and how well I think they'd perform on Steel, I'm kind of edging towards MTS on this one. I think the Giraffe, Eerie combo, and Spamfest on Engineer provides so much defensive power that it's just going to be hard for Fat Peter to consistently find entry.
Ooh, so we're going to have a split desk then, because I'm leaning a little bit towards Fat Peter. I think that I've seen, from the games we've casted of MTS, I've seen, what I feel like some of their weaknesses can be. And I think the main players on Fat Peter are going to be in a position really to be able to capitalize on that, especially, Dog, who's really been a juggernaut for this team. And I think Fallen's really going to be looking to have a bounce back performance after last week. I think they're going to be able to find some kind of crucial openings in MTS and exploit them. That, and also MTS's roster does appear to be a little bit different than in past weeks. So, Zero and Sandblast, obviously both very skilled players, but not having that, familiarity of playing an entire season on those classes with this team is going to be damaging, I feel.
Yeah, that is true. And I will say that Dog is a very impressive demo man himself. He probably He definitely has what it takes to outperform Giraffe. It's just whether or not the whole combo can kind of put it together. Another thing I want to zoom in on is the flank matchups here, because Steel is a bit unique in that your Scout plays with flank more than he does normally. Normally, a Scout and Highlander kind of takes on more of a combo role, but right now, Scout is going to be kind of fighting with his Soldier, with his Spy on the flank areas, trying to get some space and making some threat angles from different places. So Poseidon and Catalyst and Sandblast and Freelander, the duos we're going to be looking at in this matchup. I really don't know which one to expect more of, because I feel like Catalyst is a very strong soldier in his own regard, but I haven't really seen him be like hit the peaks that he's hit in the past. Meanwhile, Freelander and Sandblast kind of provide a really solid baseline no matter what, although you can argue that their highs may not be the highest either.
Yeah, and I'm wondering with Sandblast having, just taken over the scouting roles on MTS, if again, there's going to be any. Freelander hasn't been playing Soldier all season, so granted, they're both, kind of new on the role, but I think Freelander
Definitely
only took over in week
roles.
4. Or experienced on their role, I should say, their role on the team. Right? Where they have not been, scrimming with the team since preseason. They haven't, fully gotten into, and maybe every player's kind of idiosyncrasies and just unique habits. So I'm pretty even on. I think the raw talent maybe goes over to Sandblast and Freelander, but if Poseidon and Catalyst can display a little bit more synergy, especially on a map like Steel, where due to how much of it being indoors, you see a bit of a inversion of the scout soldier roles, where the scout ends up being a little bit more secondary, just because the hallways allow soldiers to do so much splash damage, and removes a lot of the scout's strengths of fighting in an open area. So Catalyst, I think, being having the potential to go off is going to be a big force for Fat Peter.
Yeah, we have these predictions on the screen. They're pretty close. 1.4 for Fat Peter, 1.26 for MTS. And yeah, this just goes to show that these two teams are very evenly matched on this from what we perceive. And it's going to be exciting once we get into the game here. We did have 18 on teams. We currently have 17. Nixie is in spectator, but we'll be looking to get this match started as soon as possible. Alto, if there's anything else you want to kind of bring up, something to look for in the game.
Let's see. I think that I'm going to be very interested in looking at what Spamfest particularly does.
Mm-hmm.
She's one of the most experienced engineers in TF2 and is one of the few players that I feel like is still consistently looking to kind of push the envelope on what the class can do. When I think about, unique engineer play on Steel, Exa and that, teleporter on C, and prioritizing getting that gun up behind the B defense and Wishbone is something that comes to mind, but I think that's also because Spamfest just hasn't been playing the past few seasons. So I'm going to be looking at her as a major wild card for MTS that could potentially, maybe win a half on her own if she's able to get enough of a kind of a flank gun or just a surprise gun.
Yeah, definitely could have a lot of impact there. We haven't talked about pick classes at all yet, which is interesting because it's Highlander, but Steel kind of puts pick classes in a bit of a different light, where Sniper and Spy are a lot more team-based and less individual play-based. That said, there is definitely room for these classes to make their plays, but on a map like Steel, it can be kind of difficult to set things up by yourself. You kind of need help from flank. Sniper needs help from his combo to get himself set up in places. So Fallen versus Nixie and then Cloudshade versus Shotaway. If I were gonna compare these, I'd say Fallen has advantage over Nixie, but Shotaway has advantage over Cloudshade. So one for each team going into it.
Definitely. We've seen Shadowway do some criminal things this season with the revolver. And, Fallen, again, despite that maybe poor performance last week, has been an absolute stud, basically, for the past season, really 2 seasons of Highlander, with his stint on MM last season where he, finally took home the dub. And then for most of this season, again, he just really has been very difficult to contest. Again, though, when it comes to pick classes, that quality over quantity, I said, is almost with, direct respect to them, where a lot of people are under the implication that Steel is quote unquote a bad sniper map. Because unlike a map like Product, where, you can see snipers drop 30, even 40 bombs, with some regularity, you're not going to see that on Steel. But again, it's quality over quantity. It's not about, getting 3 flank picks and a pyro pick in order to win your team the fight. If you can get that one demo pick, you can get that one medic pick, that is more than enough to, justify a potentially negative scoreline. The whole sniper running drop down trying to drop the med on B is a perfect example of that.
I will say, of the 2 snipers, Nixie's definitely the crazier one in his gameplay patterns. fallen a lot more standard, consistent, but he will hit the shot if you give him that shot. So it's gonna be interesting to see what Nixie can pull out if he can make a big impact for his team.
Yeah, because again, even if you see a lot of the times you'll see sniper KDs on Steel, maybe like a 10 and 7 or something, right? Or like a 14 and 14 and 13. But the overall kills and deaths tend to not matter as often as when those kills happened and where those deaths happened. So it's going to be something very important to look out. Not just the kind of not garbage frags that like snipers on a Koth map can pick up, but really looking to see when can they get that key pick on a defending combo member when they really need it.
Yeah, definitely. And excuse us for the delay, guys. We are even further past the Highlander starting time than it normally is, but we're having a bit of technical difficulties here trying to get those sorted out for you real quick. We're going to have this match started as soon as we possibly can.
Yeah, just some technical difficulties, so Dolphin should hopefully be getting those solved fairly quickly. The amphibian production overlord normally doesn't let... Amphibious? No, not amphibious. What's the adjective for dolphins? Am I...
They're mammalian.
I guess they are. I've always thought there was a word that applied to them, but I guess I'm just wrong on that. Nah, this is gonna bother me all night now. And I'm gonna think of it like 3 days from now. And just, oh, that was the word, and it'll be lost by the time we cast.
Halftime, you're gonna search
a week from now.
Yeah, and you just scream the word out. Either way, we are just getting we have 18 players in the server. We are trying to, it looks like we're gonna have these issues at least bypassed in a second. The ready ups will be coming soon. So again, thank you all for waiting.
And just as an aside, when the match finishes tonight, we will not be done on the RGL stream, not by a long shot, as we have a triple header coming to you tonight. And Fat Peter versus MTS is just the appetizer before I believe it's going to be a Froyo Tech doubleheader after this with Froyo versus Quad Damage and then Froyo versus My Anime List Dark. So Dolphins prepping in for the long haul, whereas Zag and I will be subbing out for Godfather and Jarrett after this. So after this match is done, don't go anywhere because we'll be bringing you some quality games all night long.
Yep, only the appetizer here. If we can, we have a bit of time while we're just talking. We kind of running out of material.
Chat's got us. It's cetaceous or cetaceans.
Cetaceous.
There's the word.
There you go. Chat.
Thank you, Rebel. Thank you, Rebel, and thank you, Dr. Sight. Coming up big on that one, so it's not just gonna taunt me all night long.
All right, while these issues are in their final stages of getting fixed, you have any individual funny predictions, things we can look out for? On Steel, one of the favorite ones is people falling into the pit, whether or not we'll see cases of those. Ooh, there's the ready up. I can stop stalling.
All right, what's a funny prediction?
Pit's too easy at this point, though.
Pit's too easy. Someone's gonna get killed on A. At least one person's gonna get killed on A. Thinking if MTS decided to go for the unorthodox tunnel hold in their Swiftwater match, maybe they'll try to put a little bit more than the invisible spy on A. A big fan of the Crescent Extrative sitting crouched on the rock with a Tomislav and hiding. Yeah. I love that. It's so cheesy, but it can be so good. That, and I want to see Spamfest get a gun in some bizarre situation, because again, on that Swiftwater match, we saw her get a gun in upper apartments on Swift Second, which is something that you almost never see happen. So, and that ended up helping them to cap in that cursed third half.
Yeah, that said, the gates are about to drop. Fat Peter versus MTS kicking off here, final match of the regular season. A 2-0 sweep means third seed in playoffs. It also means knocking the other team out. So a lot of
and as it's happening,
crit stick trap.
We've crit stick trap. Yeah, Giraffe takes out Dog, Sand, and Catalyst. Not that you guys can see that, as our feed has cut out right now. Radio cast right now. Thankfully, we're only in the beginning of Steel, so A is being capped up ×3 on that. Poseidon and Cloudshade going to be bringing that one in. No Engineer on A right now, so it looks like... Oh, that being said, Wall and Dog are walking out onto A. It looks like Fat Peter might be going for a very quick AE push.
Yeah, it's not often you have your Demoman, Medic, Pyro, Sniper all walking into the shutter here. They're going into lobby. Scout
Freelander
leading
popped
the
a
way.
banner on B.
Yeah, Poseidon's on the cap, starting up E. Looks like Demoman Dog trying to take his medic into the Wishbone. Catalyst trying to hold off the shutter. Shotaway is there with the revolver doing some damage. Now Pyro on the point ×3, capping it up. Dog's in the pit, but he does jump back out to safety using those sticky bombs. Holding the shutter right now is the Heavy Sand doing some work, but Melon gets sniped on the back and Nixie getting one, but Giraffe also going down to Fallen's headshot. So kills being traded on either side. E point is about halfway capped up right now, but the players are going to have to get off.
Yeah,
there
right now,
Octa,
Octa has the level 3. Yeah, onto the spawn right now. The E cap point is more than halfway capped. Fallen, I believe, was sitting in the DE connector looking to get shots in onto Wishbone. No Ubers have been traded yet, but the point is empty. Dog is sitting right in front of the spawn shutter. No one's even attempting to go out of it, but spawners are going to come up. The Uber comes out and right into the pit! The funny pit prediction, there it is. Wall into the pit, Dog into the pit, and it looks like the gun Spamfest rotated into Wishbone is going to stop any attempts at this push. Every team I'm on, I tell them if you want to go AE on Steel, you need to get that offensive combo into Wishbone so that a Pyro Air Blast won't just stuff your Uber into the pit. Fat Peter does not listen to that sound advice.
Nixie at the end, he also got the headshot onto Octa and took down that gun that was on Heaven, so it looks like finally MTS have kind of stabilized a bit. Nixie's all taking out Poseidon, so the cap on E is getting reverted nearly almost all the way, and it looks like Fat Peter are cutting their losses. For the B pressure, Uber in from the side of MTS, and Draft's gonna hit the 2-pipe onto Wall, taking her down and getting his team an Uber advantage to work with. Freelander as well with a banner gonna be walking forward on Fallen, or excuse me, Nixie hitting a good headshot onto Fallen. That's gonna be a clean hold for MTS on the B. No one went down, and things are looking really clean right now for MTS.
Yeah, just I don't know what. MTS did not have to pop Uber when they were defending E, so I guess the Fat Peter combo just got a little bit too aggressive, ran right in, and they found the kill onto Wall. A 25% add as it looks like Fat Peter is again rotating in towards lobby, trying to get that AE going, but Sandblast and Freelander are already there.
Poseidon got cleavered off the point, so the scout for Fat Peter not going to be able to ×2 that. The capture time is reverted all the way as Melon's going to fall into the pit. That's 2 down for Fat Peter as they're still going for this E pressure. They have their Devilman spamming stickies in the choke, but Shotaway's going to stab onto Fallen, so no sniper for Fat Peter. Dog as well going down to some explosive damage, and just a lot of players going down from the side of Fat Peter. They haven't even gotten back onto E yet, but they're still in lobby. Their scouts finally back up, going to try and get some capture time on it, but immediately headshot by Nixie, so no more cap time on E again for Fat Peter.
Yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed that they keep trying this without ever trying to get any actual control into Wishbone. When you're defending E from Wishbone, you have full sight of the point, and there's this gun that Octa has. Yeah, it blocks off the spawn shutter, but it doesn't actually, do anything towards Wishbone, which is Erie's just sitting in there perfectly fine to keep killing people. Dog's gonna peek into it, but he knows that if he peeks a little bit too far, there's a Pyro potentially waiting to air blast him back in. We now have Melon and Poseidon on the point, continuing to try to cap this, but it's not just going to be enough. They're getting arrows, but Erie's doing so much damage.
Yeah. There's Sandblast in the back, going to force Wall's Uber. They're going to try to walk forward into the Wishbone. Dog not getting a flash, falling into the pit for what seems like the 3rd time this round. There goes the Devilman, and the point got cleared up. Uber did end for Wall, that she is alive, back into the connector. Shotaway uncloaking and gets the butter knife onto Wall after the Enforcer shots, taking down the enemy medic there. Shotaway getting that cleanup kill in the end, and Fat Peter, this is not working for them. The E has not gotten capped at all since their initial sucker punch they went for, but after that failed, it seemed like they have nothing left. Nixie again sniping down Poseidon on this E point. Capture time is fully reverted once again. They have rotated B. They have upper in B. Dog is trying to spam some stickies onto the gun. Gun gets wrangled back by Spamfest, gonna get built near the spawn as their spies trying to edge the point forward. It's about this capture now for Fat Peter. They need to get beats. Time's getting unmanageable.
Yeah, Fallen on the B cliff right now is doing a ton of work in zoning back the rest of MTS. Gonna take out Freelander, but Dog and Poseidon both go down. Sand, though, super close to the window right here, getting some great damage, and Sandblast coming in on him, though. He won't be able to track him down, loses the 1v1. Octa has a level 2 out of the tunnel on B, but it looks like MTS might be getting a little bit aggressive here. Casper peeks into Fallen Silent, immediately turns back as Catalyst, go for a big bomb, goes down in midair. Nixie landing the headshot. Yeah, great shot out of him. Dog walking up, though, putting out a lot of damage, but Casper and Sandblast are super far forward. Casper sitting on Uber could use at any point here as well.
Yeah, Sandblast gets sniped by Fallen, headshotting that scout off the back wall, and now MTS are looking to try and pressure out here from their spawn area. Soldier bombing again, Feeling gonna go down instantly. Nixie does find the snap to Melon, but here is the Uber from both sides, trading in the middle on the side of B point. It looks like Dog has some forward pressure, gonna try and get this gun. Zero gets sniped by Fallen, but Sand went down to the enemy sniper as well. This gun by Spamfest is still up in the spawn. Eerie is peeking around the corner. The sniper is in the window. There's Cloudshade getting a stab onto Sandblast, so again, no scout for this defense. Point is almost capped up. B is about 75%
Eerie
done.
on the fists can't get on the point. Poseidon's gonna take him out, and it looks like the point finally will be capped, but 6 minutes for the B cap, and Casper and Nixie playing on the guns. They're gonna go out. Nixie maybe thinking of going for a god shot will not be a good decision as he gets drilled out by Sand, but MTS now backing up onto C, still even Ubers right now. They've already got 6 minutes on the clock.
Straight into E, but Poseidon gets revenge critted by Spamfest. So again, no scout to put any pressure on it.
Dog is up in heaven right now. That could be big, but no, he jumps back out.
He
so
takes
he's not
down
going to hold
Spamfest
the
at
ground.
least. So no sentry gun going to be watching this point.
Tags
but
out with
Peter don't have any
Catalyst.
ground. Yeah, Catalyst now in the heaven spot. Fat Peter are still here. There's Shotaway in the back, gonna get that stab onto Sand. Gun gets seen by him. He dead ringers out, keeps his life, but that gun is pressuring in Wishbone. It's the same gun that they got denied by on their AE push. Now they have it. They still haven't completed on a point yet.
Freelander and Eerie managed to clear Catalyst out of heaven, so that E spawn will be safe should anything go in for them. But yeah, Poseidon finds that on him. I'm not sure where that was. Is that in Wishbone? It was, yeah. The scout managed to just run in and I guess land the 2-shot. Casper, not confident he'd hit the shot, but oh, he's got the Uber bind in dead chat, tried to pop, but just not fast enough. That is going to be the break that Fat Peter needs if they want any chance of getting back into this round, though.
Oh, but Heaven is so distracting right now. Spamfest rebuilt their level 2 gun, and Freelander's up there. That's a headshot from Fallen's going to make Freelander back up, and the rockets from Catalyst take down that gun. So there is room to work with. It looks like Fat Peter using that room to try and push into Wishbone a bit further, but Melon, Poseidon, and Wall all die to the AoE from Giraffe. The 3K from the Dome Man gets all that damage in that tight choke, and now MTS are in the driver's seat once again.
So both meds end up dropping that Uber. All of this, but the thing is, though, is that all of the standing around in Wishbone that we're seeing out of Fat Peter is just benefiting MTS. They haven't gotten on a point in the past 2 minutes. They're not even attempting to push C, which is just really bizarre to me that they're continuing to just, headbutt into E over and over again, and it's just not working.
Yeah, we see the combo for MTS right now. They're in the C side of Wishbone, looking to kind of pressure in, throwing some stickies down, trading a bit with Dog. Dog going to push the stickies away. Some kills are going down in the side. Shotaway going to go down to Catalyst. That Spy going down early, and Sandblast actually overextends in the Wishbone. Going to get stickied out by Dog, so they have a bit of a man ad to work with for Fat Peter, but they're at Uber dis side. It's 100 to 80%. Looks like Dog wants to go in. He's Ubering into the enemy combo right now. Fat Peter trying to kite out, and Melon doing a great job with these air blasts to get their med out alive. Dog gets sniped on the back.
But look behind!
Oh, but why'd you
Casper's trapped behind. Yeah, the entire time while that Uber was going, we saw Sand and Catalyst finally, after 2 minutes, realize the C cliffs were open, go behind and just pinch the MTS combo into oblivion. That'll be an almost flawless Uber fight out of them. I think it actually was flawless.
Oh my god, we can see again. We have eyes. The feed's back.
Yeah, it came back a while ago. But it was around the time when Fat Peter was failing their E-push for the second or third time. But no, with that C cap, there are some long spawn timers on the defense. Catalyst bombing will get the gun before going down. That is huge. The level 3 no longer in heaven. Eerie and Sand and Poseidon on point.
Ooh, hits Wall in the face. Not going to get that kill quite yet. Shotaway going to escape with his life, but until then, there's a ×3 on E for Fat Peter right now. They're trying to get this cap up. Eerie is spraying. They're going to take down Dog. Help take down Octa as well. Headshot finishing him off. Cleaver in onto Poseidon. There's Fallen from the window, though, sniping down Nixie. He has that pick at least. It's a 7v7 right now, but the point is getting reverted as no one is capping it. Sand getting chased down in the back by Sandblast. Sandblast going to blast Sand right out of the underneath lunchbox area. Fallen a snipe onto Giraffe is going to give his team some advantage to work with. Dog is here, but so is the Pyro. Zero air blasting him down. Can't quite get him into the pit, though, so Dog will live for now, but the backline flank is there. Freelander and Sandblast cleaning up even more. A bottle onto Sandblast from Dog. Dog with a 2K cleaning up those flank players, and now they have 9 alive and control of E.
Yeah, and that's a lot of people down on the side of MTS. Only 4 up. 2 more spawners coming in. Nixie trying to snipe from the spawn door, but gets revolvered out back into spawn. MTS forced to take the quick E spawn, but Sand and Catalyst are in heaven, so they are not going to get out of this. Uber, though, on the side of Casper, pops out. Uber back in exchange from MTS, but they're clearing the point. Dog, though, and that is Octa, will be getting some time on it. And yeah, with Melon even in the pit, though, just Sand sitting in the...
Sandblast went and killed the one person who was on the point and got out with his life, so now they're going to have to back up into it. They do have heavy on heaven.
Pipes from Giraffe!
does a lot of damage to Dog and Wall. They're very low HP, but this is a really unfortunate timing for a pause here, as it's a 1x on point for Wall. Standing on that alone, there is
Erie's coming in behind her.
Yeah, look at Erie.
Coming in from behind her in lobby. Gonna do a lot of work there. And this fight has just been so chaotic. The one thing I want to point out that may not be big in the long run, but it's just really clever. Spamfest had an exit telly in heaven. So Catalyst bombed the gun, killed the gun, and instead of killing her, she was able to telly out and then repush into heaven later. And while she died in the repush, I think they were able to take out Catalyst because of that. So really cool play that I want to just give a shout out to right there, because the exit telly in heaven is not something I've seen frequently before.
Yeah, Spamfest always with those innovations, but right now in this setup, there's a lot of things going on here. So it's a 6 people up for MTS, 7 up for Fat Peter. Fat Peter spawns are faster though. We do see Giraffe and Casper are running out from main, and they will have angles onto the point in just a second. Erie as well, flanking from behind. He'll probably get some damage onto the medic, maybe get that kill onto Wall, but probably gonna get shot in the back by Cloudshade and killed, right?
Yeah, pretty likely. Ooh, and Fallen is sitting up in the A window right now. If he hits this shot onto either Giraffe or maybe even onto Erie, because I think he might be looking more towards Erie right now. Let me see if I can get on his POV. Yeah, he's definitely looking towards lobby right now. He knows Erie's there, so Erie's only at half health too, so a fully charged body shot or any headshot will take him out right there and may end up saving Wall's life. But this has just been such a chaotic fight. Because Sand is still in the baby door.
He's probably going to die, because Sandblast and Giraffe are going to combine damage onto him, and he's just going to explode in a second.
If he's able to walk up a little further and potentially get some damage onto Casper or Giraffe, that could be big.
Faster than he can walk forward, because heavy.
I don't think they are looking at him, though.
They know he's there, though, because look at Sandblast. Sandblast is, he knows he's
there. Sandblast is calling that, yeah, so they're gonna turn and kill him likely immediately right after this pause, which leaves Wall in a very troublesome situation. Melon is currently in the lower E area, trying to ward off Spamfest's mini, but Wall's pretty much going to be forced to retreat back into Wishbone, where Octa and Poseidon are waiting. That exit telly is on B as well, so the majority of the forces coming for that Peter will be respawning back in through Wishbone.
Yeah, for MTS right now. So the point has, what would you say, like between 5 and 10 seconds left on it with the times 1 when the pause started?
I believe so. I think it's a little bit more. I wonder if we can HUD. Can we HUD reload during the pause?
I don't think that'll work.
Yeah, I want to say it was probably 3/4 capped or so, which with a times 1 would be about 15 to 20 seconds of a times 1. Although I could be wrong on that. It's been a while, and it looks fully capped on our screens right now. So
yeah, it's because it kept ticking. But basically, MTS have 15 seconds to get on this point and stall it. So they will likely be able to wipe Wall off the point here and get some more time, but it's all about the respawns for Fat Peter. Their spawns are way faster because of the 3 capped up points. So, and Fallen has an angle in window that's very good if they can just keep funneling players back in. So it looks like this push should be the one that Fat Peter eventually wins. It might not happen right away, but the time, bottom line, we've been talking about the exact pause situation right here. Time is not good for Fat Peter. Very
now, even if this unpauses and they which is actually, as I say that it happens, Wall gets piped immediately. Giraffe lands it, so she goes down.
And with the snipe onto Erie.
Not 3/4, but Fallen takes out Erie and then gets Spamfest right afterwards. So they may be able to take this back anyway. Yeah.
Dog gonna try and contest him with some stickies. He does have his medic there. Casper healing him back up. There's the bomb in from Catalyst trying to do some damage. Push that demo man off. It will be enough. Giraffe goes down. Shoving it signed out, and there is the capture for Fat Peter. Gonna have to HUD reload to see that time real quick.
10:35, which was I'd been going to say, even if they cap immediately, it's still going to be over 10 minutes, which is exactly what they did and exactly what it was. So
yeah, 10:35.
I would say this highly favors MTS for this half. But I do want to say that after Fat Peter managed to realize that whatever, I'll just be honest, their attempts at pushing E were horrendous.
Yeah,
no knowledge of like what they need to be doing and no really poor calling, I feel like, on their end, but they definitely shaped up. Oh, maybe 6-7 minutes into that half. So if they're able to put up a decent defense here, even if they lose this half, I think they'll be able to take some of the momentum into a potential second half.
Yeah, we'll have to see those AE pushes. I feel like they had the fundamentals where like they knew where they would want people to be ideally, but they just didn't know what to do when contested. Because like they had the engineer set up, they had the people on the shutter, and they had the right people capping the point. It's just they probably just didn't want to contest Wishbone in a way that would help them actually maintain their point cappers. Either way, we're going to be into this next round here. A 10:35 defense for Fat Peter to hold, otherwise MTS go around up.
Spamfest is bringing her gun onto A right now, something to watch for in the coming minutes. Cloudshade cloaked on here will know that it's going down, going to be coming that back, but all of the kills, Sand, finding himself a 3k in upper, standing on that sheet metal, one of my favorite spots, my frag video, so fat now, he says in chat.
Yeah, it's a free funnel. They all come through that staircase, and you get your stat pad kills. Either way, with A capped up, we will be looking to get into the round for real now. There was the pause. They paused at the beginning of the next round. Spamfest with a gun on E. Looks like I don't want to push in with the soldier.
Yeah, picks it up. Freelander peeking in here. Cloudshade into the side on lobby, and Poseidon at the spawn right there. Spamfest a little bit low, but not going to get chipped out, although if she runs into Cloudshade, that might be better. Now, Cloudshade going into the E-spawn, as Spamfest looking to potentially be content. All the way over, Cloudshade's DR pops, and Spamfest is going to get the gun on E right here, so...
There you go.
Oh no, she drops down, going over to C. It looks like...
Okay, so they're going for the full backline pressure. Meanwhile, on B, it looks like MTS are trying to pressure forward with their Demoman and Sniper, trying to find some angles. They don't have their medic committed yet, so it looks like they're just waiting for their backline play to work out here. Casper hasn't actually walked into the sightline.
Eerie is in lobby now, almost catches out Poseidon, but Cloudshade still at the E-spawn, going to take out Sandblast in a moment of weakness, but Spamfest's gun is up in Wishbone, but it goes down. She wasn't near it, and Catalyst was able to catch it and take it down. Dog, though, gonna get sniped out by Nixie back on B, and that means that a B push could actually be pretty enticing right now.
Gun in from Shotaway. It's gonna try and get killed, and it does get taken down. Shotaway's life is the exchange. Cloudshade gonna revolver down Freelander on the flank. Meanwhile, they do have a ×2 on E, but Uber Exchange is here on B. Giraffe is in high ground right now, doing some spam.
Wall goes down. Giraffe from upper manages to just find stickies on her, and she doesn't react in time. Going down, and that's gonna be Poseidon and Melon getting taken out as well. Nixie landing a shot on one. Sandblast finding the flank fight over on the other, I believe, and it looks like B's going to be capped up by MTS in no time at all.
Yeah, really fast capture. It's coming up 2 points through B in about 2 minutes.
Telly is in the ramp on the back of C, and it has just been a funnel for Catalyst and Spamfest to keep causing havoc. She's going to be forced to back up right here.
Sandblast can run in death. Look, Spamfest trying to fight Sand on this Wishbone area. One more shotgun shot would do it. Sandblast being a big distraction. This Freelander in on the teleporter. He's going to get 1, 2 kills onto Sand and Fallen. So that flank Telly paying off in spades right now as MTS looking to kind of walk through Wishbone here. They're 80% Uber to walls 35, so it's a good advantage to work with. Trying to pressure into connector here with some sticky spam, courtesy of Giraffe. Looks like they want to peek into E a bit, try and spam this gun out. Octa is healing it from the Eerie, spamming with that Tomislav. It does get taken out in the end.
Giraffe, though, goes down, and it looks like Casper didn't pop in time, so Zero gets this Uber, but Melon finds more with the WM1 right there. Zero gonna go down, running in a little bit too far. We'll take out Melon in return, but not the best use of that Uber ad, dropping your demo and then only really picking up a kill onto the Pyro. Also of note, Octa still has a Telly exit in upper B.
I'm gonna have to go look for that one. An upper B, he does. I'm not sure if that's it.
That's the one that the heavy. That's the one that the heavy takes up to get back on, but that could come into play later on.
Yeah, on the E right now, we have a bit of a soldier contention. Catalyst in Heaven, Freelander jumping out into lobby. Doesn't get that cap at all, gonna get reverted. But this level 2 gun is had by Spamfest here, wrangling it into Wishbone.
As the Uber popped off.
Yeah, from Fat Peter trying to push forward. They get the kill to Giraffe, but Giraffe was just kind of a stopper. But in the backline, Casper gonna get chased down by Poseidon. He hits that scattergun shot and takes down the enemy medic. So a great aggressive Uber from Fat Peter there to get themselves some momentum here.
I don't know if it was intended to be that way because Giraffe got himself really aggro and they might have used on that, but it feels like both of these teams are... This is the first time either team realized that C-Cliff existed because Poseidon, he was just playing up on cliffs, just ran behind, shot Casper in the back as he was backing up.
Yeah, now MTS are on a full reset. They're trying to get people into Wishbone here. Both engineers on mini sentries, level 3 shenanigans going out the window for now. They're both going to get built up on E and both going to get taken down real quick. That said, here's some aggression from MTS out of Wishbone. They're walking on to C, and Fat Peter are in no position to contest them. They're going to walk backwards here, trying to walk back in late with their more players. Send cleaning up 2, and there's Dog with a pipe onto Nixie, so a lot of kills in for Fat Peter. Funneling out of here. Banner is going to do a lot for Catalyst. He walks forward, and they're going to clean up everyone left on the C point. Only 3 up for MTS, and Fat Peter, again, a wonderful repush, and now they're going to have full Uber ad.
That split angle that Fat Peter is able to take with, you know, I think it was their demo playing on the health pack on the balcony, and then Sand, their heavy, just walking in, you know, onto the point, is so difficult to deal with when you're attacking if you don't have any frags. You know, they might have been baited in by the fact that Fat Peter had backed up to spawn. You know, oh, we can get through the choke for free, but that's, you know, that's not only the start of it.
Yeah, it looks like now we see a lot of MTS players wanting to contest C-Cliff. They rotated their medic, Scout, and Demoman there, but just gonna peek around, see if they can do anything. Not gonna find what they wanted. Rotating back into Wishbone now.
Poseidon's so aggro here. Maybe could have been a pick if they committed more people, but we're going to see more of this just kind of stalling in Wishbone. You know, C-Cliffs is the way that you push C, and I don't know why these teams are not prioritizing it more. It's only Poseidon and Sand up there.
Yeah, they could try to move Sniper up or do something. Looks like they're just going to have Nixie peek into Wishbone trying to find a kill, but Demoman gets these stickies around the corner, and you don't really find that peek unless he overextends for it. No one dead right now on either team's kind of waiting out. Both teams have Uber to work with. The onus is on MTS, though, to make something happen.
Yeah, we are now more than halfway through of the defense.
Here's
5 minutes left, and here comes the C-Cliff rotation. Yeah, good damage onto Sand, gonna force him back. Giraffe knows the exact angle through those rocks to force him back. Cloudshade sitting up there as well, gonna be forced to drop down. So even if he climbs back up, the Uber's gonna come out, and now...
Really good pop there.
Yeah, Fat Peter is at low ground. Wall barely manages to stay alive, not dying to this bad. Uber's gonna be used to run away. And now with Nixie on the C-Cliffs, it's going to be super easy for him to just take pot shots at the rest of MTS. See if he can find anyone. Going to find Sand, Fallen, and Eerie, or excuse me, and Melon too, all going down. Wall going to be revolvered out by Shotaway in that backline. Going to take out Dog as well.
Shotaway played phenomenally on that push. He was on the health pack that the Domain re-pushed for him in the previous push. He just revolvered all of them in the back, making that play happen almost by himself, getting those cleanup kills. All that forward pressure, no one was there left to look at him, and there, MTS finally make the C push work. Time, 4 minutes left for E. It's very doable for MTS. Fat Peter are going to need a lot of good play if they want to hold that time.
Are they thinking of going death? I think they are, actually. Casper is on enough of an ad that he maybe could do it if he builds up, but anytime you're in death, it's pretty risky. Yeah, Giraffe already dead his stickies, so nothing's on the shutter behind them. Casper's at 90, so they're just huddling in death right now, waiting for Uber. Or no, it looks like no, they are going to back out.
Yeah, now they have Uber, MTS rotating back into Wishbone. They did lose 2 earlier, though. Spamfest and Freelander going down, so those flank players are not going to be there to impact. Still in mini sentries right now for Octa. Had some time to build level 3, decided not to. It is going to get stickied out, killed very easily. Spamfest going to take down her own Sapper, or Telly Sapper, is going to keep that one up for the offense to keep rolling. And MTS, they have a 20% ad. It's kind of fallen away. If they don't use here soon, they're at risk of completely losing that ad.
Yeah, the lobby hole is really set up from Fat Peter right now as we tick down. It's 3 minutes, and Nixie finds the shot, runs in from a lobby, I'm pretty sure that was, and just goes for the God shot and finds it, and that is massive right now for MTS. Spamfest is going to go down, but this Uber ad is still coming, and it's prevalent, but oh, Sandblast gets taken out by Fallen before the Uber pops off, so no scout on this. Sand and Melon all kiting back into A, Fallen and Dog kiting into D, and Eerie gets himself pincered here, and they're collapsing in. What a beautiful kite by Fat Peter as all of MTS's combo is going to go down.
We saw amazing claps there. Dog, Sand, and Melon doing a ton of work getting these players on the Uber, catching them out when MTS felt like they needed something to happen, and they just completely wiped on a full Uber ad push. And now Fat Peter are going to have full lobby control once again, small Uber ad to work with, and they have their engineer set up in heaven with a soldier. Declo not going to work, but here's the bomb synced with it. They are going to trade NG for soldier. It's fine if you're on the offense, because remember, respawns are a lot faster.
Yeah, but that might end up being the play of the game here, as we see Eerie trading with Sand and Dog in lobby, and here comes in the rest of the MTS. The lobby hold is going down. Melon's down as well. Giraffe and Shotaway are just flooding this out, and yeah, Shotaway with that revolver able to find Wall again. Giraffe gonna melee down Cloudshade with that ham, and now with a 9v4, MTS is at the point where they could potentially cap this. They're getting time on it. The spawns are starting to come back in. Dog and Sand are spawning. It looks like they're going to choose to go through Wishbone for this final defense.
Kills here, but they're not getting anything. It's a 4v9 as spawners are waiting to come up. Poseidon Octa dying without doing anything in return. Dispenser goes down. Got to stop the push on that one. There's Zero Ubering in, trying to get this heavy kill. They do pick off Sand. Cap the point, MTS. You have 9 alive. Put some people on the point.
There's only 3 up still, though. 2 more spawns coming back in, but Wall is getting potentially hunted down by Eerie on C. She doesn't know he's pushing in from lower, and she will go down. So I think that will be it as MTS comes back, manages to, shake off that poor Uber into life, find the kills they need, and cap with a minute left. So
you gotta wonder what that round looks like if Fat Peter don't spend 6 minutes trying to make an A to E work. Because at the end, the time difference was 1 minute.
Yeah, that was not the clean half of steel that I was expecting. It was dirty, it was bloody, it was entertaining.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
But I think that it shows that both of these teams are probably either they're not as prepared. I would lean towards them being not as prepared as we might have hoped, Or it could just be that they're so even that, all of these things are breaking down. But both teams made, I would say, a large number of mistakes. And I think whoever improves on those is going to be able to, come out with this match.
Oh, definitely. This is still a coin flip match. It's as even as we thought it'd be based on the times and what we actually saw going on. MTS at the end there, they had position disad, but they made up for it with a lot of the burst of raw DM, which we know they're capable of. But it just feels like that round. I really don't want to call it a wash because MTS played really well in the spots where they did really well. They had a couple of really bad moments, but in the end, you still played better than your opponents. You're going to win the round. But I don't know what Fat Peter was doing there trying to ADE for 5 minutes straight.
Yeah, and then even after they did that, they sat in Wishbone for another 2 minutes, and then someone was probably like, hey, by the way, Seacliff's open. Oh yeah, let's go there. And they immediately capped C&E and, back to back.
I can appreciate the sucker punch attempt, right? Where if you're going to try an A&E right off the bat, match just starts, you're going to go for it. They definitely don't know you're trying it right away, because why would you? And then you go for it, you get, 60% of the point capped, then you lose the people who were on the door. That's fine. Reset, you've pressured them, you've made them rotate. Their gun was still in Wishbone, they could have done something else. But they just kept trying to force it way too long, and at that point, if your sucker punch doesn't work out, it's not a sucker punch anymore. They see it coming.
Yeah, on a bit of a side note, as far as playoffs go, with this, MTS have punched their ticket into playoffs, guaranteeing themselves at least 4th seed. Meanwhile, Freezer did pull off a 2-0 on Dojo already.
That was fast.
Well, we also started 25 minutes late, so they had they potentially could have had the match over by then. So what that means is that we are currently sitting at MCM with 13 match points. Freezer is sitting on 11.34. MTS is sitting at 12 right now, actually. So Freezer at this point is going to be locked to 4th seed at the most, I believe.
Yeah, they can only get 4th, max.
But should Fat Peter win this next half, then Freezer will be eliminated. So Freezer at least is putting all of their faith behind Fat Peter, hoping they'll be able to turn it around. I really hope they'll be able to, for just for the cast sake. And I think that,
don't they?
Oh no! Yeah, you're right. Yeah. They'll be wanting MTS to win.
If you're on Freezer, you're a Freezer fan, you're rooting for MTS here. If MTS complete this 2-0, if MTS win this next round, Fat Peter is out of playoffs.
Mission begins in 30 seconds.
Yes.
So for Fat Peter, your season is riding here.
Right, and again, it's in their own hands. Meanwhile, for Freezer, it's not in their own hands right here. If Fat Peter wins, then they're knocked out.
One round, all they need is one.
Exactly. There's so much pressure riding on this one round right now. On top of that, though, we will see Fat Peter defending first, which means that hopefully when they're attacking, they'll have the benefit of seeing that time and watching. If they saw how much time was wasting away on that AE push, I think they might have called it off a little bit faster.
Yeah, definitely I'd say that's good for Fat Peter. They have...
Eerie on the Manwich!
Their defense was good for Fat Peter. It was good for the most part. Draft got launched up into the stickies, and there's Sand farming some more Clipster's frag video. Shot away, taking the telly. He jumps and dodges Sand's minigun spray, so Shotaway's still in on the telly. Oh, but he saps it. He's gonna get the telly at least. Yeah. But he doesn't. Octus saves it.
Save it, yeah. Not the bit of a weird play. Maybe they thought they knew he was still up there, or...
Yeah, just unfortunate for Shadow, wasn't able to catch them off guard enough to do it. Anyway, A has been capped up. We see the standard what MTS did in the first round, Spamfest, Sandblast, and Freelander rolling into lobby with that level 3 gun. Their combo kind of waiting around in B main, trying to make a pick happen. Last time we were here, Nixie did find an entry pick onto Dog, so we're going to see if he can do that again.
Yeah, not much luck pushing up, though. Eerie going to get taken out. Fallen strikes first right here. Able to get that, and now goes for a little bit more of an aggro peek. Giraffe hit low, going to be forced to back up. Nixie trying to get a kill, but not able to really sit up and charge a shot, knowing that everyone peeking on Fat Peter's likely going to be buffed right here.
In the backline, we saw Spamfest up to level 3 in Lunchbox, and now moving it to C, just like last round. Sandblast is pressuring on the E point with Freelander. Freelander going to jump the shutter and trying to make some space for a scout to cap up. We see
just up Poseidon, that could be big.
Aggressive, yeah, and got killed immediately, so Pistol going to get taken down.
Melon, the red Uber comes out, and Melon goes down, whereas Casper didn't have to use. So that is a huge development for MTS right now, as they'll have full Uber ad without a Pyro, possibly to stall them. All their spawns are coming back up when Melon's still on a 10-second spawn, so we might see an Uber coming out just right away.
Yeah, Dog got a lot of kills, but in the end they got forced. He's gonna taunt and try to find that angle with the sticky trap. But here's the Uber in from MTS walking forward, draft on the gun, no sapper, but none required. They're gonna take that gun down
Sans
instantly.
flanking around behind them here. This could be big or this could be nothing. They're
we
all
did see shot away, get the stab onto
B.
Dog, so no demo man for Fat Peter, and they're gonna copy here.
Sans was right into Casper!
There you go, that's the 5k for Sand, getting that enemy medic, and that's definitely going to help them stabilize a bit here, but B is in solid control of MTS for now. In the backline, Poseidon and Melon have gone down in that choke, going to get taken down. Fallen signing down Shotaway as well.
And his revolver take out Wall, a stalwart sign in the kill feed. And actually, CloudTrade's going to take care of Spamfest's gun in C, but she already has a level 1 and a tele exit on the point. So Dog's going to see that and take that out right away as Shotaway gets his, did he go down? No, he actually goes down, I'm pretty sure. That tele not too safe, but...
MTS are trying to flank the Wishbone here, but Dog is here in time.
Catalyst underneath, and the Shutter is doing so much damage through the grate. Casper is going to be caught in and goes down. That spam damage coming up is so big, and they get meat grindered in the choke.
Yeah, that was actually a perfect collapse by Fat Peter, because they had the soldier in from underneath. We had Dog spamming and stickies from the top. Melon got some damage with the flames, and their heavy was up on the health pack, doing damage as well. So Fat Peter completely stopping that push in its tracks. They finally found the stabilization they were looking for. They have a small 15% Uber to work with, so they won't get pushed off guard. Shotaway gonna get taken down, no stab gonna happen there. And the Wishbone hold is a go, but Nixie entry onto Dog is gonna prime them to move forward.
Yeah, I want to see who's going when, we're going to realize about Cliff. It looks like Eerie and Freelander are moving up there right now. Not willing to let the mistakes of the past stay as they are.
Yeah, they're already through.
Yeah, they have pressure here, and all of Fat Peter's going to be forced back. Freelander going in for a big bomb, gets both of his rockets reflected, though. So nothing's actually going to be made too much of that, but it opens up the space.
This is the same collapse that Fat Peter went for before, but this time there's sticks on the left.
Catalyst is in lower, and he finds Casper right away. 2 rockets in before Zero can reflect anything. The Uber comes out, and Eerie and Nixie. Nixie goes for a god shot in the middle of the Uber. Not going to find it. Eerie's stalling as long as he can, but he will go down to Poseidon. So a bit of a careless walkout from TS there. Freelander bombing into heaven, maybe trying to find the gun, but he will not take it out. And everything is going swimmingly for Fat Peter right now.
Those recontests from Fat Peter are flawless in both rounds so far. They keep getting the kills onto the enemy players as they try and walk into C. It's just not working if you're on MTS's side. You even had some players go through Cliff right there, but it's just the flanks and the repressures were too much for MTS to handle, and now they're going to be on a reset once again.
Catalyst has been doing a ton here, sitting in the lower, E area, just getting so much spam in through the grates and then killing Casper outright there. And it's really not that difficult to just send someone down there and flush him out, but I guess, again, they've been going a little bit too fast for their own good. But the coordinated sap on the gun is going to see Catalyst and Freelander duking it out up top, but Freelander takes the window positioning. Catalyst drops down, and Kratos, so Heaven is in the favor of MTS right now, which means that they could start up this E-cap right away. Spamfest jumps onto point, and they may be transitioning into an E push here.
Yeah, they need more time on the point. Their scout isn't there quite yet. Soldier no paint train. Here is Sandblast going to get that ×3 going. The Uber in to Wishbone for Fat Peter and try and get some contention. They're going to get the Uber popped in their face by MTS. They did lose Eerie to a backstab, but they've held Wishbone for now. Here's the repush in. Projectiles being launched from both demo men. Draft is separated out right now, but he will be safe. Dog going to try and walk in and find some pipes, but Casper dodging like a madman, keeping his life in the back though. Poseidon, the cliff flank again, takes down Zero and Casper. Great flank from the scout of Fat Peter once again on a 9k.
So much chaos in this Wishbone. Fights happening on different sides of Poseidon flanking behind. Giraffe will eventually be caught out. That is Poseidon's 10k. And even though Nixie's been sitting up in window, getting some shots off, it's not enough. The flanks from Poseidon here have been so big in keeping up pressure on Wishbone, because Wishbone feels really safe until you have people shooting at you from 3 different directions, and MTS is feeling that distinctly right now.
Yeah, Deja Vu again for MTS. They're sitting in Wishbone, no Uberad to work with, no time on B or on C or E at this point, and now they have to find some kind of plan, something that'll work here. They've been shoved out of Wishbone more times than I can count this round. Dog is standing tall here, spamming some sticks.
And someone on Cliff and push into C. As long as their combos, this goes. Wall is playing on the ground in front of the choke. They can just push Poseidon off of this cliff. He's just a single scout, but Uber,
Fat Peter, they're going to try and get aggressive.
Forced off. They're going aggressive here, but Casper is backed all the way out onto B. No one near him.
Air blasting.
Poseidon going down is going to be a thorn removed from their side, but Cloudshade coming in behind will be sniffed out. The Deadringer will allow him to keep his life. Shadowway takes out Fallen as well, so a potentially big pick here. Shadowway is on the C point right now. Freelander's behind at the spawn and going to lose the fight to Catalyst. Unfortunate there. If he's able to take that out, that would have been huge for them, but now we're going to see Fat Peter able to reset on C again as the Uber comes out.
Yeah, we're going to see Melon getting caught a bit off guard. We'll get the air blast off in time, keeping those players into Wishbone for a long enough time. Draft. Uber's already gone on the back, but
shot away,
backline
the
with the revolver,
keeps
staying
happening.
on the attack while dies. Cleanup is here for Fat Peter. Giraffe and Shotaway and Spamfest all go down. There's Catalyst getting the kill onto Nixie. Freelander does airshot Poseidon on C, so they have some C pressure, but the banner is up for Catalyst. He gets the full pack. Gonna try and jump in maybe, but C is held by MTS right now. That push exactly what they needed here.
Yeah, that aggressive Uber coming out from Fat Peter there seemed to be a little bit optimistic because it just tipped the scales right back in favor of MTS. So they were able to push in Shotaway and his trusty revolver, able to find another kill onto Wall. He just keeps churning them out. And now,
once again on Mini Sentry, gets taken down instantly as it looks like MTS are funneling into E. Their Heavy's on point trying to get some damage. There's the Heaven Bomb from Freelander. Helps get that kill onto Octa. There is a banner for Catalyst. He gets taken down though by Eerie, doing a lot of work on this point. Fat Peter are currently in lobby, gonna try and push out onto the point from the backside. Stickies do clear it off for now, but no kills in their favor quite yet. They are down 2. Casper 100% Uber. It's about when MTS want to use it. They don't feel pressured at all right now. They're gonna use into the lobby hold. Fat Peter trying to cut this one out. There's air blast in from Melon. Gonna keep them at arm's length for now. Dog doing a lot of damage. Draft trading in return, but there is a ×3 on the point right now. It's about half capped in a second.
yeah, Wall sitting at 90% right now, and as long as she's able to stay alive, she will be able to pop that off, and this will be a strong Uber. Nixie up in the window won't find anything as all the kills now are going right back over
Nixie's
to
doing the
MTS.
same thing he did last round. Look at him. He's in lobby. He takes shot and he doesn't find the medic this time. He's going to walk in, got shot, not going to happen. Not going to get that one twice in a row.
That was really big for them before, yet not going to be enough right now. Not able to pull the same magic twice as just, again, a really good kite from Fat Peter in lobby, able to just walk away from the Uber, then go right back in. And Wall didn't even actually have to use there, so she's still sitting on full ad. And MTS already on a 7-minute time. We're now pushing 8, almost 9 minutes here. So
Yeah,
if
rotated A.
something happens soon.
They're trying to pressure this A lobby entrance right now. They have a sniper staring at it. Nixie trying to find the entry pick, but Fat Peter backed off that angle. They don't want to take that headshot. They're going to Uber into the enemy team once again. Pyro is stuffing it for now. 0-1 air blast. He will get out alive as well. So now they're trying to kite back onto A. Uber's almost out. They are going to get Poseidon in there. Get a 1 kill. Freelander as well goes down, but Sandblast getting those cleanups, and Dog went a bit too far. Going to die. They're sacking their Pyro to Melon. Not going to get enough damage with the flames. And now, once again, MTS have gotten a flip for free thanks to Fat Peter going too far.
Oh, but the Battalions is out here. This could be really big on sand in this tight area. But Uber comes out. Yeah, they are going to be able to back up here, it looks like. Wall might not be in too much danger running away with Cloudshade. Sitting back on D right there. And yeah, she'll make it to make it back into spawn, but those are a ton of frags. 6 for nothing.
They were in such a good
caps
position, but they just said, hey, MTS, here's the round, take it. We'll throw Uber into you and then run into A and not get any kills. It just felt so weird and ill-prepared. They feel like they saw something, but there was really nothing there for them to go off of.
And they overcommitted so far, losing all of their players, and no one was able to stop the repush. Wall's going to get caught out on D right here, and here you have the double-pronged attack as they're getting cap time on both points. Locking down that spawner. Only Octa and Fallen are up right now, barely able to leave spawn.
Yeah, that's it. They're gonna cap.
The question is which point caps first.
It's the flex. It's the flex.
D goes first, and then 9:55, 9:57. So
that's still a good hold for Fat Pete, all things considered. 10 minutes is what you're looking at. Every push so far has been around the 10-minute mark. 9:35. We had a 9:30, a 10, and a 10:30. So this is about average for this match. But once again, I feel like Fat Peter could be getting so much more mileage out of their play. It's just they choose to do things sometimes that I don't understand.
Yeah, you really need to make sure that you have a good grasp on their positioning, and that you're in the right conditions in order to pull off an aggressive Uber like that.
You get a force on them. You know that you're in range to get
Casper
that
didn't
through.
even have, so you
There's
need
no
to kill
pyro.
him there. Yeah, Pyro's not down. There's so much room for Casper to kite back on A there, and they're all coming through this choke, and then
The Pyro's
not
right
only
around
that,
the corner. It's not going to work.
yeah, not only that, not only did they say, okay, we messed this up, let's back out, everyone said, no, all in on it.
Every chip, throw them all down. And then they went bust.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened, and I mean, if you're on Freezer right now, you're glad that Fat Peter is still showing some of these kind of awkward signs, because the chances of you making playoffs now are substantially lower than they were after this half began, with such a strong defense coming out from Fat Peter, because if Fat Peter wins this, then it will eliminate Freezer from playoffs.
There's Eerie getting his own 3K for the frag movie up in the upper, strongest position for Heavy. And now A getting capped up by Cloudshade and Poseidon. That times 3. No one else is there yet, so there's no engineer setting up quite yet. They are going to get their soldier up, but where's this gun? The gun's a level 3 in B main, so looks like Fat Peter want to take a more direct approach.
Right, I'm liking these heavies standing on top of the sheet metal on top of B, by the way. I feel like it just makes it harder to spam them out and get that angle up.
You can only hit their feet.
Yeah, we are going to see some decent pressure coming out. Nixie's sitting in spawn here, trying to get shots onto E rather than holding the B choke. But Shadowway and Nixie are combining to take out Catalyst. The pick classes win versus the Soldier, apparently. Shadowway is going to lose the fight to Octa in lobby. That gun goes down, maybe wanting to take it out before it has trouble to do anything.
Here. Oh, Sandblast's gonna catch him off guard. There goes the gun. Octa going down. Great play by Sandblast there. As now it looks like we have some aggression on B here, trying to walk some people up the stairwell. Their Demo and Heavy are getting whipped up into upper. Eerie did get stabbed as well, so there's room to work with 4 Fat Peter here. They're gonna try and jump down, get some spam on the gun, but they're just gonna lose Catalyst early. Gun not getting sapped, so it just gets wrangled onto him.
Yeah, got knocked out of the upper and gets wrangled down. Here comes in Cloudshade. Finds the sap, perfect peek from Sand, gonna take it out, will lose his life for it, but in comes Dog, jumping forward, gonna take out Zero at least. Not too many other frags to be found right there.
1 HP after that. Gets arrow back up.
Good rocket out of Catalyst to help save Dog. Their arrow coming in from wall, gonna do a lot too. They may have some ground to walk up on B right there. Sandblast's gonna get forced back. Level 1's gonna go down in no time at all, and the ground's been secured here. Fallen up on the B cliff, gonna zone out the rest of them. Eerie in window where he sat for a long time last round, but they're gonna do a better job of forcing him out this time.
Both the rockets onto him through the window. It's a small target to hit, I get it. We see Cloudshade fighting in the connector. I'm going to take down Nixie, so sniper pick. Uber out here from both teams exchanging on B. Both Pyros have it on them right now. They're going to get blasted back by each other. There's a level 3 set up by Octa here, preventing a walk, and Eerie's still in this upper window, doing a lot of damage, but Sand is just beneath them, and there's B getting capped up. MTS have to be careful here. If they lose too many players, they could get snowballed on. They're trying to back out through as much as they can. Eerie stayed in that B window and cost him his life, so, and Manad for Fat Peter to work with so far. Ubers are even, though.
Yeah, definitely. So walking in here, 7.5 minutes left. Even Uber, slight ad for MM as they pop first, but nothing too drastic on either side. Going for this aggressive wishbone hold. Seacliff not open yet, but it will be soon. Zero gonna hit himself with a reflecting, get hit low, but in comes Poseidon. Takes it out. Catalyst on the back end, finds one rocket onto Casper.
They're doing
Flood is gonna take him out.
Yeah, the collapse in was beautiful from Fat Peter. They jumped in from Cliff, their spy came in from back scene, they walked people through Wishbone, and they just killed all of MTS's combo that was there. They lost their medic and their full Uber diss out right now. Fat Peter gonna get the C capped up, 100% on wall. This round is in their hands.
Yeah, and that's just the downside of that forward C-hold. We've seen all the teams do it so far, but no one's had such a quick cliff push, and MTS, or Fat Peter, finally finds it. Yeah, and the death push is in, and it is Swift already down there. Sand gonna go down to Eerie, but that is a trade you'll take right here. They have full Uber ad as well, so this D is just gonna be pretty much forced to go over. As long as Wall can avoid any tragedies here with her Uber, they'll be in a very good spot to move right into E, because anyone playing there is gonna be caught off. The gun is up in heaven right there. With it being capped, those spawn doors shut.
Revolver, 3 shots,
gets the drop. Instantly. There's the tragedy we're talking about.
But D was captured by Fat Peter. This means that for 6 minutes, MTS have to hold with the worst spawns on E. They have to walk out the long way to try and get this defense in. The guardrails are up, and Fat Peter are funneling in. They have a level 3 in Wishbone, doing a lot of damage, but there's Nixie taking on Octa, and the gun will go down right after, so there's something to work with at least. It's a 7v7 right now, but Fat Peter's spawns are so much better.
Yeah, they can probably just run in on this. Eerie in Heaven gonna get stabbed out by Cloudshade. Unfortunate on his end. Nixie's gonna go down too. Casper and Giraffe are in the DE corridor, but they're gonna be forced, I think, to maybe go around to lobby. There's so much damage coming out of Dog, but no, they're gonna use in here. Wall does not have, so this should be a decent stall, but Melon able to just push them back.
Freelander the back.
Freelander friends too.
And Wall, that's really big for MTS. They can go in off this. He has the lobby angle secured, so now they only have one angle to worry about, and that's Wishbone. They're gonna get some more spam on point. Freelander's been good distraction, but he gets flanked from the spawner. Catalyst taking him down. It's 7 people up for MTS, but they have no one in E. They're trying to go through Wishbone here.
Wall down again.
Wall. They caught her off guard, and now there's no heals for Fat Peter. They're trying to get this point capped up. They have a Heavy who's standing tall, doing a lot of work. Zero and Eerie combining for a bunch of kills here. There's Spamfest with that shotgun kill. Nixie as well snipes down Melon, and MTS hold for now. But again, the spawners are so brutal.
This is so desperate from MTS right now, and the cap time's still increasing. Nixie goes down in lower. Had a cheeky shot there, but it may not be enough. Sticky's coming out of Giraffe won't be enough. Fallen finds, oh my god, he's railing them off. He really, really wants that, and that will the as it goes down 1-1, Fat Peter will also secure themselves a spot in playoffs, eliminating Freezer.
Yeah, light some candles for Freezer here.
Our condolences to them, and congratulations on a season well played. But
we got one more round here, ladies and gentlemen. 1-1. Both Fat Peter and MTS have secured their playoff spots. We will be seeing more of these teams in the postseason, but there's one more round here to play for. And besides from bragging rights, there is something else on the line here. Because winner gets 3rd seed and loser gets 4th seed, whoever loses this match has to go up against Hood Naruto in round 1, which is definitely way more brutal than a recently slumping MCM.
Yeah, definitely. So right now, that is on display here, because at this point, I feel like if you're either of these teams, you'll have to look at that first round matchup against Hood Naruto as almost a guaranteed L. But if you can win in that first round, and if you can pull the upset over MCM, which MTS already beat them, right? And Fat Peter played them back in week 1 when the roster was a lot stronger than it is now. If you manage to win that first round of playoffs, you're guaranteed placement.
Yeah, there would definitely be the optimal choice here to go in as the 3rd seed instead of the 4th. So definitely a lot on the line still for this matchup. Both teams right now, they're going to be reflecting on what they did right and wrong. For MTS, you have to say that was the worst showing we've had on Steel so far, right? Like we've seen 4 different pushes, 2 different rounds. MTS there just looked vulnerable.
Yeah, it looked like, well, I mean, we saw some of this out of Fat Peter in the first half, but only after their, bizarre AE pushes. We saw that fluidity coming out of them, so it wasn't like MTS's long time in the first half, I don't really think was a result of their phenomenal play, but just a complete lack of pressure from Fat Peter. Once you realize that all you have to do to defend the AE push is just sit in Wishbone and let them run into you, that was 6 minutes on the clock right there. Then the next 2 minutes where Fat Peter sitting in Wishbone, forgetting about Sea Cliffs, they realized about Sea Cliffs and they capped in 2 minutes.
Yeah, second round, they immediately sacked their scout soldier through Sea Cliffs, Spy came in the back line, people flood through Wishbone, instant sea capture. It was that easy.
Yeah, and MTS did a good job of, putting up kind of a desperation defense there, pulling the timeout to around 7 minutes, I think. But, it just wasn't enough. We saw Fat Peter's defense be really solid, and I have to say, I think Fat Peter has the momentum coming into this because their defense as well, right? Despite being 9.5 minutes, was based off of all of their losses felt like it came out of them getting overly aggressive with defensive Ubers. If they can cut that down, then it feels like MTS really only has the ability for Shotaway to find these consistent revolver picks onto wall going for them because their play just hasn't been super crisp.
Yeah, we have stats up on your screen now. Dog went insane that round. 687 DPM, 21 kills, top fragging the server. The down went on Steel. He's doing everything he needs to keep his team in there. 11-1, 1 death. That's impressive.
Remember in the beginning when I said it was going to be those two that were going to be juggernauts for their team, and that sniper kills mattered less than when they got them. But if you're only dying one time in an 18-minute or 16-minute Steel round on sniper,
a lot of people scared
the
of you.
amount of pressure you're putting out is so much.
Yeah, definitely. Something interesting as well is that Shotaway's had a lot of quality picks. He has over double Cloudshade's death, so he's playing a playstyle that's allowing him to get in there a lot and get a lot of damage. It's just he's doing really well, and I think it's just interesting. There's nothing really to say about if he's playing very well. Cloudshade has been playing a different playstyle entirely from what I feel like. So it's just interesting to see the impact that they're each having. Shotaway has been a monster with a revolver at clutch moments, but unfortunately not enough to keep his team in that round.
Yeah, I mean, for what it's worth, out of Wall's 6 deaths that has, 3 of them were to Shotaway. Yeah. So half of his team's med picks. I mean, because when you're going for those high-value picks like that, right, you have to take more risks. You're going to be dying more often. Compare that to Casper, who only died once to Cloudshade. So, yeah, he's dying more and he's not giving out as many comms, but the reward is greater. And I'd argue that with the way his team is playing right now, going for those bigger picks is ultimately for the better.
Yep. Another thing I want to bring up on the stat sheet while we are waiting for the teams to ready up, they're just talking right now, trying to make sure they can get this last round and make it count. Flank that round, in the entire match, Poseidon and Catalyst have been stomping it. They've been having an amazing performance. Poseidon has been a monster with his flanks, hitting all the shots he needs to. Catalyst as well has been forced to be reckoned with on the solo play.
Yeah, definitely. And just, again, even though I think the raw DM advantage may go over towards towards MTS, we're seeing such good coordination, right? Poseidon's flanks are insane. He's running behind sea cliffs, he's getting these angles, he's kiting, he's drawing people away, luring them into 1v1s like he's some, experienced trapper out in the woods. And it feels like Freelander and Sandblast are just kind of taking the more head-on approach, and it's just not working.
Yeah, they're just getting stopped a lot from their opposition. They're still having game impact. Like, Freelander did a lot in terms of pressure on E. It's just Catalyst and Poseidon have been amazing when it counted in key moments for their teams. But that said, we are into the final round here. MTS starting on defense, 1-1 tied here on this steel match. Winner gets 3rd seed, loser stuck in 4th against Hood Naruto. So a lot to play for here.
Yeah, because you know that if you lose this, you're basically going up against the big storm of Hood Naruto, when you could get the more gentle breeze of MCM. So, once again, both teams here have secured their playoffs, so really now just fighting for seeding, and an important fight that is. Both teams that started on defense have won the round, and we will see MTS on defense here, so it'll be kind of the pattern that we've been seeing. We'll see if that we can compete with the momentum that Fat Peter is surely to have gained.
Yep, pretty standard, all things considered so far. We got Cloud Shade capping up on the A point with Poseidon, so ×3, gonna get that one done. Catalyst and Freelander trade their lives. Bit of a funny one there, but they'll be up in due time. Something interesting, though, is that Freelander is not going to have banner, because his spawn timer is 10 seconds longer, so it's going to take him a long time to build that one up.
Yeah, the Eerie sitting up there will be forced down, I believe. Yeah, forced down, actually. And the tele exit went down as well, so that's some good ground to be found there.
Yeah, now we have, looks like Fat Peter, same setup. They're going to have Octa, Cloud Shade, Catalyst, and Poseidon run through connector, trying to get this gun down. Shot away, spotting it early. Dead Ringer's back. Makes that call for his team. How they respond to it is going to be what MTS have to do here.
Yeah, see what any...
Oh, but they're meant on E2.
Yeah.
Fat Peter once again going for the sucker punch here. They figured they gave it a round. That's all TF2 players can remember. They already forgot.
Dogs and Wishbone! Dogs and Wishbone! Wall's not with them!
Yeah, he's trapped up the front area of Wishbone that he used to escape into E. Here's the rotation in from MTS's combo. They're going to try and get them spammed here. Point is half capped. Nixie gets the snipe onto Melon, so one capper is off, and they're going to have Poseidon jump off, get some heals. There is Catalyst with the Pain Train actually going to tap it back up before the
They have a lot of cap time here, and they aren't getting the fragment off Poseidon.
He beefed his double jump. He was trying to get back onto lower, but he just didn't get the double jump off. Catalyst trying to get arrow tanked. Whoa, missed! Oh no, he was standing still. And now Catalyst is going to go down to that Nixie
Dog is
shot.
still solo holding in Wishbone, getting a ton of frags here.
Wall's alone. Wall is just only with Pyro right here. They're still trying this. I'm having deja vu. It's just a solo Pyro here. Gonna get stickied off. There goes Melon.
No, Melon misses the jump, gets blown back.
Okay, can we reset this? Fat Peter, you know what to do. This is not... Don't do yourselves this dirty. Wall looks like she's rotating all the way into drop down. Ooh, what are they doing here? They're not going E, at least. They're rotating back into A, or into B, okay.
Drop down would be a huge throw of a call right there, as they are going to be walking in towards B right now, hoping that maybe they won't be fully set up yet. Ooh, Gun's going to go down immediately, the lock and load. Big fan of that weapon. Spamfest going down as well. So no more guns. Zero going to reflex some rockets with the jump. The Uber and the jump coming out from Dog. He will go down before he can catch back up.
Get reflashed, and now it's a solo onto Catalyst. Uber's going to expire though. Wall trying to surf for her life, but gets caught in the back, sniped out by Nixie. Bomb in from looks like Freelander going to try and take down Catalyst, but they're just going to trade evenly for now. Level 2 is had by Octa, and it's doing a lot of work here. Help take down Nixie with all that pressure. It will go down in the end, but still a lot of pressure in the backside. Cloudshade is still cloaked in the spawn here. He's going to look for some more kills. Decloaking, trying to find anything. Shot away going to go down on the backside, so it's just the spy. Never mind. Spamfest finds Cloudshade. Need the spy up.
Yeah, we're going to see Catalyst going in for another bomb. Finds Giraffe in the backline, and he's not going to be chased out, as the rest of Fat Peter is just getting aggressive here. Fallen moving up to get a better angle as Catalyst rebombs, gets some damage out, but will not die. Nixie up in the window. This time, instead of Eerie, going to be forced back by Melon's flares, and it looks like they're probably going to be forced to give up B right here. Nixie may be going for another God shot. Will he find Sandy? Will.
Sand, at least.
No Heavy may actually open the doors back up here as Cloudshade's dead as well. Yeah, here comes the Eerie. Here comes the Uber. Wall does not have. She's going to need to hightail it out of here, and the B will not get capped.
Melon denied the push though, so no kills had for MTS in this Uber yet. They're eventually going to try and find some people. Their scouts running in Sandblast, trying to find what he can. He is going to get taken down, shot away as well, dying. Catalyst has gone down the front line, but falling with that SPS went on to Nix is going to open the floodgates. Fat Peter walking back in here. This mini sentry wrangle is a bit annoying, but should get taken out in just a second here as Fat Peter are going to cap up the B point and look to keep going. They have a full Uber ad.
Yeah, on top of that, did they get the back spawns? The Casper and Giraffe did get the back spawns, so they will be coming out onto C, but Xerox can be already pushed down into lower. Eerie in lower might be in a good spot here, but no, he gets found out by Cloudshade, so they'll be able to calm him and keep him off that pack. Poseidon already on the point right there. Dog playing forward to zone them out, will be forced back, allowing the kind of choke to be open. But no, Catalyst sitting on the balcony, going to fight. Freelander will go down, but stalls for some crucial time, and we're going to see a very fast C-cap. This is the fastest of the night.
Yeah, that said, they did waste a bit of time on the AE, but at least they came back and did it fast enough on the rotation. So 423 through 3, that's very good for Fat Peter so far. Level 2 set up in Heaven, but gets moved by Spamfest. That's very unlucky timing as it gets taken down fully.
Fallen finds Giraffe, the Demoman.
Yeah, and they have people on the point now. The bridges are extended, so they have Scout, Pyro, and Heavy all on it. Dog's going to jump forward into Heaven with Catalyst doing a lot of work here, trying to get this kill onto Eerie. Eerie's going to get that kill onto Dog, though, and gets a flash as well. Going to go into Heaven, gets another flash, and kills Catalyst. Shot away, cleaning up Octa in the backside, and that's a very good recontest from MTS there.
Wall helping. Oh, Shot away almost finds another one, but no, there is Sandblast running in, takes her out while the pack is still respawning. 76% Fat Peter. Despite the fact that it feels like they're going to many years. Oh, Sand!
Lunchbox! How is he? What was that angle that he found the med on? Where's the med where Heavy can kill her from Sandbox?
I don't know. Was he hiding in like upper and then drop down? We'll have to. Hopefully, Dolphin probably caught that one. So I guess everyone else is going to know what happened there. But yeah, we are completely
we're looking
confused.
At the back out. There's a gun getting set up back into Heaven for Spamfest. It's a level 1, but will get built up. Cloudshade, a 2K. Eerie and Nixie get chain stabbed in that D-connector side. Level 1 is up in Heaven, but should get taken down in a second. But the Wrangler going to do a lot of work, make it take 2 stickies. It's still up, going to get sprayed down. One more sticky will do it. Oh, it gets repaired, and there goes the gun. Now it looks like Fat Peter trying to funnel into E here, get some cap time. There is a soldier in Heaven, though it's really hard to deal with.
Level 3 by Octa and Wishbone gonna get sapped, but already on it, just immediately gets unsapped right away. Does some damage to Giraffe, and here comes in Catalyst. Gonna try to kill Giraffe there, but no, gets into spawn with just a sliver of health left. Banny points to make sure he doesn't die, but Nixie going down a little bit too aggressive. Casper as well, getting forced off of DE.
Got so aggressive, it gets the respawn bind enough in time to live, but this is ×4 for Fat Peter on the E point. They have complete control of Heaven. They also have people in lobby. There's a Poseidon trying to find something on the backside. He's going to Sandblast, but he's going to get pushed back into lobby. There's 2 lobby players for MTS trying to flank right now. They are trying to get on the point. Melon and Dog have gone down in the front line. Meanwhile, there's the backline flank cleaning up Poseidon. Octa and Sand have traded back onto 2. Shot away and Eerie going down. Uber onto the point, and our Wall is trying to get onto whoever she can. It's just onto Catalyst right now, trying to get some people jump forward with her and get that shutter cleared off. It's almost caught up. The flank is in drop. 2 big sticky kills. Although the gun in connector is doing a lot of work. Casper and Nixie have gone down. It's 9 up for Fat Peter. Giraffe is dead in a second, and there is the capture. 650, fastest cap we've seen so far.
Mission begins in 60 seconds.
Zero ran up. So there were some kills coming in when Spamfest and Sandblast pushed through lobby. Eerie was pushing in through low and they got a couple of kills, but Sand dropped out of upper to just gank Eerie in lower. And then eventually there was some more fighting. Zero ran up from lower C, like on the staircase by Wishbone, and went to debt jump onto the point, but forgot about the level 3 and just got catapulted into the pit. A little bit. It was a smart play in retrospect, you know, in theory I should say, but in practice ended up failing, but A+ for effort right there. That being said, 649, as you said, Zag, is the fastest time of the night. We have not seen MTS be able to put up anything better than, what, 9.5, I want to say here?
9.5 was their best.
So they will need to certainly tighten up their gameplay by quite a lot if they want to pull this game out, just, you know, needing to find something on offense that they haven't had yet, and they have the pressure, or they have the benefit of, you know, the pressure from the clock. So hopefully they won't waste as much time, you know, in poor positions.
Stickies, ooh, they get that without finding the kill. I feel it's the first round where the Sticky Trap hasn't gotten a multi-kill, so Fat Peter taking an L on that one. The point is getting capped up for MTS right now. Sandblast and Spamfest on that point. I don't see the gun yet for Spamfest. I wonder where it is.
You carrying it on A? No,
It's just in spawn.
Yeah,
Just not moving early.
Probably just gonna put a telly down and then Eureka effect back to it. Or no, she's running back into it manually.
Alright, Shadowway's getting chased in the backline, not getting through unscathed. He will get taken down by Poseidon, so good hunt there from the scout onto the enemy spy. And now Fat Peter trying to square up in B main, trying to meet MTS. Their heavy peeks out instantly, headshot. Fallen taking him down. There's another one taking on Giraffe. Fallen stopping the Uber. Fallen, you're going ham, but this Uber from Fat Peter is kind of just there. Casper was not out at all, and now because of that, they're just gonna full Uber disad. I feel like we saw this happen last round.
That was that was Fat Peter that we saw doing this a lot, but that was oh yeah, it was. Yeah, no, this is them on defense now. I'm losing track of who's who, but yeah, that's just a ways an Uber. That's a stat pad Uber. All that did was got them 3 kills.
Yeah, you can't really Uber in unless you know their medic is committed, because now they're just full disad. And here's the Uber in from MTS. It's free. They have a banner at least on the defense, but Gun gets sapped. Dog and Melon have gone down. This is looking very good for MTS. Shadowway is the sole casualty off of that sap, but there's a lot of room for MTS to work with. They're going to drop their heavy off of upper, trying to take that fight, but Sang going to get cleaned up. Telly goes down, and MTS have this one in firm grasp.
Spamfest with the level 3, putting it up in B heaven. Gonna find that Telly from Octa up there, not let that be a flank option. Nixie hard scoping in on the doors as Fallen finds a kill on Freelander very far away from B. Not sure where that is, but a very fast push out of MTS here. Maybe feeling the fire that needs to be kind of lit under them right here.
Unfortunate for Catalyst, almost got that kill into the enemy sniper. We see Fat Peter kind of squaring up in their shutter spawn. Looks like they want to back spawn instead, so they're just going to go back to standard. Have a soldier in Wishbone, but for now, MTS are walking into Wishbone. Casper at 80%, the wall's 100, so
Catalyst
we'll have here in
playing
just a second.
Underneath the shutter, get some good damage on Giraffe, and they don't have anyone to force him out right here. As Cloud Shade counter espionage Shadowway going for him, but nope, there is Eerie, takes out the soldier so they can walk in for free. But Sand up on the balcony is going to shred Zero, forces the Uber out from Casper. But Wall has right here, and they are in an awful post-fight position. Eerie's going to be left out.
Stop this gun. Great sap by Cloud Shade. That Uber repush is clean. Here is the collapse from Fat Peter. They've done this every round. Poseidon with the cleanup onto Nixie and Casper. Scout doing tons of work for Fat Peter. And this C has been the best friend of Fat Peter this game.
Yeah, just doing a ton of work. Even with Catalyst being taken out that quickly, it was just a very... Felt like a poorly advised Uber right there. They weren't aware of Eerie being so aggressive, and I think... Casper forced to save Giraffe, not really thinking about what they'd be able to do afterwards, and they all just go down for it rather than backing out.
And now we have a Wishbone defense from Fat Peter, getting rushed by the Scout, but Dog gonna have some clean stickies, taking down the opposing combo. Poseidon as well, killing Freelander in that flank fight. Eerie gets Revolver down, and Fat Peter have retained a full advantage here. They're gonna have Uber up soon, all 9 players alive. Where's their gun? Their gun is a mini sentry in heaven. Octa's been on mini sentries the entire defense after B, so it's just what they prefer, I guess.
Shadowway going in, gonna sap it, and just does not even fear the shotgun at all. Takes out the engineer, will trade for it, but no mini is gonna make it that much easier for Freelander to jump into upper. But Sand and
Poseidon, lobby. They're pressuring in through lobby side, trying to walk in point here. They do have a level 3 gun being wrangled onto heaven. Catalyst gonna die instantly, caught off guard by that one, and they have a lot of pressure here. Backline in this, there's a spy, gonna get knife melted. So now both teams up on Uber. There hasn't been E-cap time just yet, as MTS have posted up on the offense, on the defense's shutter spawn. Gonna try and get some spam in here, but Dog denying the point just a bit. Scout is in the back, gonna be able to keep on that one. Heavy spamming in it from underneath, and their Shadowway gonna go down early on that capture. They get their Scout back onto it, but there has to be a contest here at some point.
I don't hate this as a surprise play, but it runs into the same issue that an AE has, where if you can't get into Wishbone... Yeah, Nixie fighting Fallen is huge for this, as there's not going to be anyone willing to potentially get a snipe in on Casper. But as long as Melon is sitting in Wishbone, they can't Uber in or get any major pressure in. Again, it's the same issue as AE. If you don't control Wishbone, you can't cap E from lobby.
Yeah, and there goes the sentry gun, gets spammed out by Catalyst.
Melon gets stabbed, and the Uber's going to be able to come out now. There go the Pyro Zero air blasting Wall all the way back into C. They're going to catch Poseidon out. Wall should be going down as well. Sandblast looking to chase her out. Not going to give over any saw.
Just Killbind. Oh,
going down, spam
pushed back in from Catalyst, gonna get instantly taken down. Sandblast getting 3 cleanup kills there on a 4K, and that's 8 alive for MTS, only 2 for Fat Peter, so that push works out for MTS in the end. They get that collapse, and they have full control of E.
I think they're going to regret not having anyone to sit on E or C to watch for spawners and get some cap time here, as they're looking to just full commit to the E point here, but Casper and Zero and Eerie are all sitting in a spot where one air blast could potentially knock them into the pit.
It's almost capped.
We are going to see the lobby push going through though, and they're not going to have too much time to do this. Poseidon jumping in on point, just needs to stall it, and he'll get some good stall off. Takes out Freelander as well. There goes Sandblast. The defense is there. Melon's going to go down, jumping back out, but tons of frags were being exchanged. They can get Eerie here.
Casper's
Peter may be able to hold this.
They're going to get their medic out alive, but the hold for Fat Peter was in. That lobby collapse, that lobby crunch came in clutch. It's a minute 15 on the clock, but Casper's 85%, Uber to Wall's 50, so MTS going to have that Uber out to work with. Fat Peter need to regroup, get a gun up, get a sniper post, get anything. Looks like they're opting for lobby control here. They have 6 players.
Yeah, no pit deaths here, or that will be the end of this match. Uber goes out on to the scout here, looking to take out Sam, but no, we'll find Dog instead. Catalyst and Cloud also going down. Yeah, it was Eerie. Eerie's stuck in the pit, but yeah, Wall gets a saw and should be able to go in and use this Uber back, but will they be able to find any frags? It's only Pyro and a Heavy. Fallen finds 2 on point. The cap time still steadily increasing as Poseidon's doing what he can to chip out Spamfest, but goes down. Nixie up in the window, takes out the scout. Wall's gonna get the kill onto Eerie, but it's just a medic right there. Catalyst needs to bomb, but no, Nixie in the window finds more. The Wrangle Mini forces them up, but there's still 30 seconds left. MTS can regroup. Freelander jumps on it. The Mini will be taken out.
It's instant.
And there it is.
Point
MTS with
40 seconds left. 30 seconds?
Yeah, 30 seconds, pretty much. MTS finally realizing they need to get their asses in gear, do exactly that. Shake off the sloppy play we saw from them in the first 2 halves, and surge back here to finish off the 2-1 over Fat Peter.
We have a 10:30 half, a 10 half, and then over here we have the 6.5 minute half. So times got progressively faster by the end of it. Fat Peter and MTS both shaking off rust, but in the end, MTS with that victory, 2-1 over their opposition. Going to have that 3rd seed in playoffs, get to face MCM in the week 1 playoff match, and that's going to be favorable for them. They're going to like that one much more than Hood Naruto because they just beat MCM a week ago, so...
Yeah, and granted, they will be the lower seed in that, and I think that, judging by their close games on Steel and Swiftwater compared to their, big upset on Lakeside, I think MTS knows maybe the name of the game is to just try to stay away from Koth as much as possible. That being said, though, what a barn burner of a game.
Yeah, one went the distance, a great end-of-season match. Steel always delivers when it's 2 high-level teams playing it, and that's a really good precursor to what to look forward to in playoffs, because, again, both these teams punched their ticket to playoffs in this match with their round wins. We'll be seeing both of them, as well as MCM and Hood Naruto in the postseason. Shout out to Freezer. They won their match 2-0. They did what they needed to, but didn't get the help they needed, and unfortunately, they will be missing that postseason.
Yeah, unfortunate for them, but MTS really, took control of their own destiny, winning that match against, we were talking after Swiftwater, right, how it was unlikely for MTS to be able to make it into playoffs, but then, again, they just, showed up, put their money where their mouths was, and they won out these last 2 weeks when it was very possible for them to go 0-2 and miss out on it, and instead, they're going in from potentially missing playoffs to getting the 3rd seed and getting a round 1 match against a team they already beat.
Yeah, so definitely a great end-of-season recovery by MTS, who didn't look the hottest to start the season. They received their fair share of criticisms from us and others alike, and they really, they took those words to heart, and they got a lot better. They improved a lot as a team. All these players very experienced, and in the end, it comes together in a 3rd seed. What is it, 5-2 record in the end, which ties them for 2nd in record, but just unfortunately losing that 2nd seed to match points. Either way, no difference, same opponent. So definitely gonna be very happy with that one.
Yeah, definitely, because again, 2 weeks ago, they didn't even know if they'd be still playing after today, but play they will, and they've got a potential shot at making it into the upper bracket finals here, depending on how that match against MCM goes. And as for Fat Peter, it honestly still feels like their biggest enemy is themselves. What happens with that last 30-second frantic defense if they don't just pop Uber to get 2 frags on B? Like, what if, right? What if that doesn't go the way that it does? But that being said, we do not have too much time for post-game discussion as we have another 2 matches coming.